Imagine this: a European emperor loses a war in faraway France, and because of that, a proud African kingdom thousands of kilometers away ends up in flames. Sounds strange, right? But it's true. When Napoleon III of France was defeated in 1870 during the Franco-Prussian War, it didn't just end his rule, it shook the entire European continent. His only son, Prince Louis Napoleon, desperate to restore the Bonaparte name, fled to Britain and volunteered to join the British military campaign in southern Africa. In 1879, that young prince arrived on Zulu soil during the Anglo-Zulu War. And on June 1, during a reconnaissance mission near the Itiataosi River, he was killed in an ambush by Zulu warriors. His death shocked Europe and enraged the British Empire, which was already stung by their humiliating defeat at Isandlwana just months earlier. Driven by anger and revenge, the British turned their eyes to the Zulu capital, Ulundi. Just 1 month later, on July 4, 1879, British forces attacked. Ulundi, founded by King Setshwayo as a symbol of Zulu unity and strength, became the stage for the final act of Zulu independence. In just 40 minutes, the capital fell. The royal kraal was set ablaze. The kingdom was lost.
Colour Sergeant.
Sir.
I want half your men. Now.
Even numbers, sir.
Form 2 lines, on the double.
Sir.
Welcome to our channel. These videos are dedicated to exploring the rich tapestry of South Africa's historical and cultural landmarks. In this series, we journey through the landscapes that have shaped the nation's identity, delving into stories of resilience, conflict, and heritage. Our aim is to provide a comprehensive understanding of these locales and their significance in South Africa's past and present. In our inaugural episode, we focus on Ulundi, the erstwhile capital of the Zulu kingdom. Ulundi stands as a testament to the Zulu people's rich history and their encounters with colonial forces. By examining Ulundi's past, we gain insights into the broader narratives of resistance and adaptation that characterize South Africa's history. Through this series, we invite viewers to engage with the complexities of South Africa's heritage. Each location we explore offers a unique window into the nation's multifaceted past, revealing the interplay between indigenous cultures and colonial influences. Our goal is to foster a deeper appreciation for these sites and their enduring legacies. We encourage our audience to participate actively by sharing their thoughts, questions, and suggestions for future episodes. Your engagement enriches the discourse and helps us uncover stories that resonate with diverse communities across the country. Together, we can build a more inclusive and nuanced understanding of South Africa's historical landscape. Stay tuned as we embark on this journey through uncovering the layers of history embedded in the places we call home. Through these explorations, we aim to honor the past, inform the present, and inspire future generations to connect with their heritage.
Sire, the Prussians are in the woods! Blucher is in the woods!
I made one mistake in my life. I should have burnt Berlin.
The defeat of Napoleon III in the Franco-Prussian War, 1870 to 1871, had profound implications beyond Europe, indirectly influencing events in southern Africa. France's loss diminished its global influence, prompting Britain to assert its dominance more aggressively in its colonies, including those in Africa. This shift in power dynamics set the stage for increased British intervention in regions like Zululand. In the wake of France's defeat, Britain sought to consolidate its control over southern Africa to prevent any resurgence of French influence. The British aimed to create a confederation of their South African colonies, which necessitated the subjugation of independent African kingdoms, including the Zulu kingdom. This strategic move was partly driven by the desire to preclude any alliances between local kingdoms and rival European powers. The British perceived the Zulu kingdom as a formidable obstacle to their confederation plans. KwaZulu's well-organized military and the kingdom's independence posed a challenge to British ambitions. Consequently, Britain sought to undermine Zulu sovereignty through diplomatic pressure and, eventually, military confrontation. The culmination of these tensions was the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879. The British issued an ultimatum, demanding the disbandment of the Zulu army and acceptance of British authority. The Zulus' refusal led to the invasion of Zululand, marking the beginning of a conflict that would have devastating consequences for the Zulu kingdom. Thus, the fall of Napoleon III indirectly set in motion a series of events that led to the erosion of Zulu autonomy. The shifting balance of power in Europe influenced British colonial policy, which, in turn, precipitated the downfall of Ulundi and the Zulu kingdom's independence. On July 4, 1879, the British Army, under the command of Lieutenant General Lord Chelmsford, engaged the Zulu forces in the Battle of Ulundi, the final and decisive confrontation of the Anglo-Zulu War. Following earlier setbacks, including the significant defeat at Isandlwana, the British sought to reassert their dominance. Chelmsford assembled a formidable force of approximately 5,317 men, including infantry, cavalry, artillery units, and 2 Gatling guns. The Zulu army, numbered between 12,000 and 15,000 warriors, determined to defend their homeland against colonial encroachment. Anticipating a large-scale attack, Chelmsford arranged his troops in a hollow square formation, a tactic designed to provide all-around defense and maximize firepower. This formation had proven effective in previous colonial engagements and was particularly suited to counter the Zulus' traditional horns of the buffalo attack strategy. At approximately 8:45 a.m., Zulu forces launched a coordinated assault on the British square, aiming to overwhelm the defenders through sheer numbers and close combat. Despite the Zulu warriors' bravery and tactical acumen, they faced devastating firepower from the British. The combination of disciplined rifle volleys, rapid-firing Gatling guns, and artillery barrages inflicted heavy casualties on the advancing Zulu ranks. The intensity of the British fire prevented the Zulu from breaching the square, and their attacks were repelled with significant losses. After sustained combat, the Zulu forces began to retreat, pursued by British cavalry units, including the 17th Lancers, who inflicted further casualties during the rout. The aftermath of the battle was catastrophic for the Zulu kingdom. British casualties were relatively light, with reports indicating between 13 and 18 killed and 69 to 89 wounded. In contrast, Zulu losses were substantial, with estimates of 473 killed and over 1,000 wounded. Following the victory, British forces captured and burned the royal kraal at Ulundi, symbolizing the collapse of Zulu resistance and the end of their sovereignty. The Battle of Ulundi marked the definitive end of the Anglo-Zulu War and the dissolution of the Zulu kingdom as an independent entity. King Cetshwayo was subsequently captured and exiled, and the British implemented a policy of dividing Zululand into several chieftaincies under indirect colonial rule. The battle stands as a poignant example of the devastating impact of colonial expansion on indigenous societies and remains a significant event in South African history. The burning of Ulundi was not only a physical loss but also a profound emotional and cultural blow to the Zulu nation. The capital had been a center of governance, culture, and unity, and its destruction represented the dismantling of the kingdom's heart. Yet, the memory of Ulundi and its significance persisted in the collective consciousness of the Zulu people. Following the decisive British victory at the Battle of Ulundi in 1879, the Zulu kingdom's political landscape underwent significant changes.
Once a year, South African Zulus commemorate their illustrious forefather, King Shaka, a major political event in KwaZulu-Natal province. This year, the undisputed Inkatha leader, Chief Mangosuthu Buthelezi, is openly heading for collision with the Government of National Unity, of which he himself is a prominent member.
In the 20th century, Ulundi's role evolved within the context of South Africa's shifting political dynamics. During the apartheid era, the South African government established the KwaZulu homeland, designating Ulundi as its capital in 1980. This move aimed to create a semblance of autonomy for the Zulu people while maintaining overall control. Ulundi's status as a capital brought infrastructural developments, including administrative buildings and improved transportation links. However, the homeland system was widely criticized for perpetuating segregation and limiting genuine self-governance.
The ANC saw it differently. It accused the state security forces of conniving with the IFP to destabilize the ANC. Mandela blamed the de Klerk government for the violence and for its failure to control it. The ANC said many of the attacks carried out by the Inkatha supporters were passively and at times actively supported by the South African police force.
With the end of apartheid and the advent of democracy in 1994, South Africa underwent a reconfiguration of its provinces. Ulundi was initially designated as the capital of the newly formed KwaZulu-Natal province, sharing this status with Pietermaritzburg until 2004.
This strife amongst ourselves wastes our energy and destroys our unity. My message to those of you involved in this battle of brother against brother is this: take your guns, your knives, and your pangas and throw them into the sea.
The story of Ulundi encapsulates the broader narrative of European colonial expansion and its ramifications for African polities. The Franco-Prussian War's alteration of European power dynamics indirectly influenced the intensification of imperial pursuits in Africa. Ulundi's rise and fall serve as a poignant reminder of the resilience of the Zulu people and the enduring consequences of colonialism. Today, Ulundi stands as a site of historical reflection, offering insights into the complexities of cultural identity, resistance, and the lasting effects of European intervention in Africa.